Hello, everyone. I am just jumping on my Facebook group. How are you doing? I am just going to go ahead and set this up. We have had Mercury Retrograde start today, so we're going to see lots of different things, and I am going to be sharing all of that with you in just a moment. Okay, so hang on 2 seconds here. I'm going live there, and I'm also going to go live on my Instagram account. Okay, so I'm dual streaming here, which is totally new to me. Okay, so let's get started. So welcome everyone. I cannot see comments in the group, so welcome to April's energy forecast. I'm coming on live here because there's lots of information going around that may not be true or predictable, but I'm here to just share with you our energy forecast numerologically and astrologically for the next month. So I'm streaming in my Facebook group, You Are Enough for Midlife Women, and I'm also streaming on my Instagram Live. So welcome. If you don't know me, my name is Adrienne Harris. I am a relationship coach. I'm also a numerologist. So I utilize the tool of numerology to help me understand the energies that we navigate on a regular basis. Give me 2 seconds here. All right. I have a little makeshift stand here for my Instagram. So welcome. So I want to just kind of touch base on the numerology first because I'm a numerologist. But one of the things with me is I work with a system called an astronumerological system. And so what this system is it takes astrology and it takes numerology and it mushes it together. And so we have planetary influences, we have all of this stuff happening. And I want to keep it simplified as much as possible. As you can see, I have a beautiful sunlight shining on me. So hopefully it stays where it's at. We've got a beautiful sunny day today here I live in Canada. So this month is a numerological 3 energy month. So what does that mean? So what we simply do is we take the month. So this month is April, right? So we take the 4 plus the 2024. So 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4 equals 12. We take the 1 plus the 3 and we add those together and we get a 3 energy month. Okay, so in numerology, the 3 is associated to creativity, communication, expression, socialization. That is what the 3 energy overall is. I'm looking down because I have a ton of notes. For those of you who are in my community, you know I do these reports all the time, and like this is my notes. Like meow 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 meow. I'll figure it out. So, we're very much in sort of this creative. So the 3 sits, if you look at our energy grid, the 3 sits in the top left-hand corner and it's very cerebral. Okay, if you ever heard about 369, which are Nikola Tesla numbers, 3s are all about sort of that expressing yourself artistically. If I meet someone who is an artist, I usually ask them the numbers of their birthday and they're usually a 3. So this can be done through writing, painting, music, and some sort of creative outlet. And what you may find is that there might be more creative energy flowing this month. I know that I have 2 3s in my chart, and so I need to express myself creatively, and I quite often do that through my posts. Okay. And so the other part about the three, it likes to communicate. I like to communicate. um, it is a really good time for networking and socializing and engaging in amazing conversations. Last month, we had an 11-2 energy, and it was very intuitive. And we were also building sort of those partnerships and those connections sort of on the down low. Now it's time for you to sort of be out there and for you to express yourself a little bit more openly, okay? So this is where you're going to find yourself more talkative or more inclined to kind of reach out with others, and this is going to happen on a like a personal level and also on a social level, okay? So this is going to lead us to socialization. So the threes love to be social. They are, this is time for you to have social events and gatherings. This is a great time for you to be spending time with friends and family, and then fostering those connections that we have with other people, okay? The three is very optimistic and it's very upbeat. And so you're going to feel this energy within you that you might be like, yeah, and all jazzed up and you want to do all of these networking things. I highly encourage it. It is about self-expression. Self-expression is so encouraged. And I'm going to talk about the energy of the astrological stuff that's happening as well, because we're in Aries season. So it's a fire energy, right? And so this is where your forms of communication are extremely important, okay? And so embrace that voice. So make sure that you're using your throat chakra. Make sure that you are expressing yourselves to others and your ideas and what it is that you want, okay? Because this energy is very much about the communication. It's about your artistic side. It's about connecting with others. That's what the three does. Okay. So we also have a disempowered side to the three, and I want to address that because when we have everything in this world is duality, everything is yin and yang. So even though we have all of this fun, optimistic, creative, expressive energy that we're dealing with, we also might feel super scattered. We might feel like we just have our hands in so many things. And so this is where I really need you to focus on, like, if you feel like you're going in too many different directions, I want you to pare it down. I want you to make a list. And I want you, because you're gonna get overwhelmed. I know I have 2 3s in my chart and I get overwhelmed. Like I literally have sticky notes everywhere. I have things to do and I put them on my computer and I focus solely on that because I could be over here doing this, over here doing that. So I really have to focus my brain and really train my brain to be like, hey brain, it's time for you to get your poop in a group and focus. Okay. So this is gonna, if you possibly get scattered, then you could be less productive. Okay. In this world of us socializing and getting to know people, there might also be this superficial feeling to it. And so this is where we sometimes just stay on the surface level of our interactions with other people, and especially the three. Three does not like to feel its feelings. So if you are a life path 3 or ruling number 3, or you've got 3 in your birthday, you might have this tendency to sometimes just stay on the surface level. I know for myself, I have a 3 personal day and I love connecting with people, but I quite often will just have surface level conversations or surface level friendships with them. And I don't allow people to go really, really deeply with me. Okay. It's also my strength of relator as well. And so this is where gossip and trivial conversations might come into play. So I want you to stay out of the drama triangle. So if you know anything about the drama triangle, stay out of being a victim, a bully, or the rescuer. Okay. We might have overindulgence because this 3 can sometimes lead to like pleasure seeking activities. So watch your spending. You might want to party and indulge in unhealthy habits. Stop. Don't. Okay, I'm going to talk about this in the astrological stuff, okay? Because we need to have that balance of the moderate lifestyle. Biggest thing too is we could have miscommunication. We are in Mercury retrograde, which I'm going to talk about shortly. But while this communication is highlighted, there could be so many miscommunications and misunderstandings. So if something does come up, I want you to be like, own your stuff. I'm sorry, what I did was wrong. How can I fix it? Okay, simple, plain, boom. We know it's going to happen. So this is where this miscommunication, and really be attentive into how you are expressing yourself. Because if you're getting up and you're not doing the things that you possibly want to do and you're not communicating that to another person, then this is very important for you to communicate and get that message out to them, okay? What else is going to happen? What else could happen at the 3? Procrastination, right? That's got too many things going on and you might procrastinate because you're just like, I don't know which direction to go. We could stay in the present moment. We could go in the future. We could go in the past. Stay in the present moment. Because these creative ideas and this brainstorming, that's why I love to be a brainstormer. And that's why I am who I am. And when I coach people is because I like to brainstorm with you. Okay. Same thing, something that's going to be tied to that superficiality is that seeking validation. So I want to make sure that you don't seek validation and approval from others outside of you. Okay, so this is really important for you to, when we rely heavily on external validation from other people, that is not where your self-worth comes from. Your self-worth comes from within yourself. And this is where I need you to really cultivate your own self-confidence and self-acceptance. I know 3 struggle with this. Even the 3 cards is that, we want to be accepted by the world and by society, and that's important to us. But at the same time, we shouldn't be seeking that validation outside of us. And the last thing is overcommitment. So due to all of this socializing and creativity and all these other kinds of things is that we might overcommit ourselves to too many engagements and obligations to those types of things. So I really want you to just focus on boundaries. Prioritize your boundaries and your time to avoid spreading yourself too thin. Okay, so those are the disempowered. So that's the numerology. That's just 3 energy. Okay. So I want you to just really focus because this 3 is very mental and cerebral. I'm going to talk about the Book of Life numerology. So for those of you who don't know, I deal with the Book of Life numerology, which is in the deck of cards. And so there is a calendar system that was created way back in the day. And what we do is each day of the year, we get a card assigned to us. And so for myself on my birthday, it is the Ace of Spades. And for others, every day is different. So today we stepped in on April the 1st. Today is a 7 of Spades day, and we also have a 4 universal energy day. So the way that we figure out the day is we just add up the day plus the month plus the year. So it is the 1 of April. It is the 4th month of the year plus the 8 energy of the year. So 4 plus 8 plus 4 is 12 plus 1 is 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. So that's how we get a 4 universal energy day. So this 4 energy day is all about stability. It's all about our structures and systems and organization. However, sometimes the 4, when it's in a disempowered state, feels like it has the world on its shoulders. Okay, so I really want you to feel into that energy today. Are you in the empowered state or are you in the disempowered state? The 7 of Spades is all about seeking the truth. It's about analytical thinking. It's about being very introspective. As a spade, I thrive in spade energy. It's about wisdom. The 7 is also kind of about detachment as well. Sometimes a 7 can be very skeptical. And the 7 of Spades is also about our spiritual growth. Okay, so we're starting off the energy this month with this Seven of Spades. And it is such a beautiful energy because I have some Seven of Spades in my world, and they are very, very connected to themselves on a spiritual level. So we're going to start off. So we go through this Spades energy. So just to let you know, got up my little calendar system here. So we go through the Spades from the 1st right into the 7th. Okay. And so this 7th of the month is going to be a major day for us. And the reason being is that it's an Ace of Spades, one energy month. I'm the Ace of Spades. I know what this is about. It's called, I am the card of death, rebirth, and transformation. So I personally believe that the 7th of April is going to be a really big day, because on the 8th, we also have this eclipse energy, which I'm going to talk about in just a moment. And we switch over to a King of Diamonds 2 energy day. And the King of Diamonds is all about mastering our own value and self-worth. Okay. So I think the 7th and the 8th of April are going to be really big days for us, because we're going to feel this shift in energy. We go from the Spades, which is very much about our consciousness. It's about all of the other cards wrapped into this one thing. It's also can be very physically living in this world and what we do for a living. And then I also think that there's going to be a really big shift on April the 20th and the 21st. And the reason being, I'm going to talk about that astrologically as well, is because we have some planetary shifts moving, but we also go from the Ace of Diamonds, 5 energy day, which is all about change, to the King of Clubs, 6 universal energy day. And the King of Clubs is all about the mastery of our thoughts, but it's also our intuition. Clubs are very intuitive people. So I want you to understand that. I personally, when I look at the calendar and I look at these shifts, I'm like, okay, you know what? These are going to be really big days in shifting, because we also have stuff that's happening with the planets, which I'm going to cover next. Okay, how am I doing for time? Whew, I'm 15 minutes in. I promise to keep this to less than a half an hour. It's a lot of information, and I don't want to overwhelm you, because I will be coming back into my URNF group for like energy updates. Okay, so each kind of like major thing, every like once or 2 weeks, I come in and I talk about what's happening. So please feel free if you want to join my group. If you aren't in my group, if you're already in my group, please engage. Please let me know you're watching this, or that anything I've shared with you has been helpful, because I'm just here to help serve you in any best way possible. So when it comes to the planetary stuff, and no matter what is happening this month, it is all about change and discovery. Okay, so currently right now, we are in what's called eclipse season. We had an eclipse that happened. We had a lunar eclipse and the full moon on March the 25th, and that was in the sign of Libra. Okay, and we are in this 2-week period. We're halfway through. And what's going to happen is that we are having our solar eclipse in the new moon in Aries. Okay. So we need to understand that this Libra and these Aries accesses are complete opposite to each other. They're also associated to what's called the nodes. And what these nodes are is they're areas of destiny within our astrological birth charts. So the north node is our dharma. Our south node is our karma. Okay. And so what happened is that this dharma is where we are headed, is where we are. This is like our path. This is like our what we're supposed to be doing here. The karma is about moving away from the things that no longer serve us. Okay. And so this is where we're at. It's a 2-week period. And so we had our lunar eclipse in Libra, and Libra is all about diplomacy and neutrality. And then it's also about giving. And so what we're trying to do here is, this whole eclipse was here to show us where we might be possibly overgiving to people in our lives. It might be about the people-pleasing tendencies that we have in this world. It might be about the fact that we pretend to be okay but we're not. Okay, so this energy here is to help support us to take a look at those things within ourselves and to really come to terms with the way that we're being. Okay, you're gonna feel even like even this past week, I feel like I've just been like on oxygen. It's been really high octane. It's been I feel like my energy has been like amped up since this full past moon. And I don't know about you, but it's been bonkers for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to feel this energy right up until April the 8th. And like I said, in the numerology, it shows us as well that we have a shift in energy. And so this is where I'm super pumped because we are going to be having this solar eclipse in the new moon of Aries, and Aries is ruled by the planet of war. It is it's fiery, it's assertive. I was married to an Aries for 26 years. I know exactly what this energy is like. And the reason that we're having this solar eclipse energy is that I need you to think of yourself. Okay? This is not selfish. This is, I want you to think about the vision of what it is that you want in your life. Okay? I want you to think about this dynamic essence of who you are and why you're here. What are you here to experience in this world, right? And so this is where I want you to push through. Okay, this is what Aries is the springtime, and it pushes through the earth. This is this energy that we experience. And I really want you to believe in yourself and find the courage to stand up and say, hey, you know what? This is what I want from my life, be it that relationships or jobs or whatever it is that you want, because these eclipses ensure that we go through and we learn some impactful lessons in our life. Because our life is based on relationships. I'm a relationship coach. We have a relationship with ourselves. We have a relationship with our neighbors, our family, our friends, our significant other, right? So this really is about the relationships in our lives. We also may have very deep-seated issues and patterns of behavior that have not been serving you, and I am here to help you with that. I'm here to help you see the parts of yourself that you possibly been trying to ignore, because not everybody wants to look at ourselves in the mirror. And as a coach, that's what I do is I help you figure out who you are so you can show up and be in this world your authentic self. Hands down, that's what I do. That's what I'm here for. Okay. So we are having Mercury retrograde right now. It started April 1st. It's going to go through until April 25th. So I'm shifting gears from the eclipses to Mercury retrograde now. And the reason being is with Mercury retrograde, we've got lots of stuff happening. So first off, it's in Aries. So with Mercury happening here, we have the sun, which is our ego. We have the moon, which is our emotions. We have the mind, which is Mercury. We have the North Node, which is our fate, which is where we're headed, our Dharma. We have Chiron, which is the wounded healer. And we have Venus, which is love. Wow, hey? All of this is happening all at once, okay, during this Mercury retrograde. And so change is about to happen, like it or not. This Mercury retrograde, you might actually have a burst of clarity. You might have this like aha moment of like, wow, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, or wow, maybe this relationship that I have going on doesn't work for me, right? There's lots of things that could be happening in our worlds because Mercury slows down. It looks like it's back spinning, and we're really ultimately supposed to be reassessing, rethinking, and having those important conversations in our life and possibly in our relationships, because Mercury retrograde is a time for us to rest and reflect. It's not meant for us to be like, go, 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 go. So we have this 3 energy over here in our numerology that's going to be like, oh, I want you to create. I want you to start something new. Boom, bye, da, 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 da. And Mercury retrograde is going, no, I need you to slow down. I need you to reassess. I need you to figure out where you're going, what you're doing. Okay. So this is the energy that you're going to be really feeling, is sort of this push and pull between our energies. And so for 3 weeks, we could have the disempowered side of the 3, miscommunication. Okay. We could have problems with technology, because that's always tied to Mercury retrograde. So that's why I'm doing this on my phone. And I'm also doing it through Zoom so that I can record this. And then if possibly if something happens, I can post it somewhere else. I don't know. I just like doubled up on my communication today. I don't want you to start anything new. So let's not come up with anything new. If you are creative and you feel that 3 energy and you're like, oh, I want to go do this and this and this and this and this and this, that's something that I want you to put on hold until May. You can build the foundation around it. You can come up with all these ideas, but I don't want you to launch anything now during my Mercury retrograde, okay? You're going to have some unfinished business that you're figuring out. So myself personally, closing out a chapter of my life with my ex-husband. My divorce is finalizing. Not that I planned this. This was planned a long time ago. So it's just fingers crossed, T's and I's are dotted when it comes to signing paperwork. There might be an opportunity for sharp, hurtful words to happen, because this is where we might feel a bit of frustration and anger in our communication style, because Aries is fiery. Okay. Aries can be selfish. Aries can be, it can be challenging. So if you feel like your boundaries are being pushed or you're being triggered, I need you to just sit with yourself for just a moment. And I need you to show up where you need to show up for yourself and put yourself first. That can be very difficult for some people, okay? Because everyone is taught to be people pleasers and to, do all these things for everybody else. And then they don't take care of themselves and then they lash out. So it's very important that you put yourself first during this season, especially during this time, 3 weeks, okay? Because it's not selfish, not at all. And I really need you to recognize your people-pleasing patterns, because that's what this is all about. That Libra eclipse was here to help us with that. Okay. We now have okay, so I want to just touch base just on a few more things, and then I'm going to wrap up here. It's almost 1:30. So these eclipses bring these faithful karmic endings and also new beginnings. So I am just a perfect example. I am closing out my chapter with my ex-husband, and I am starting a new relationship with my boyfriend. And so this endings and beginnings are here to happen for us, okay? So if you have relationships that are ending, they are meant to end. We are meant to let them go. Our soul is ready to take a step into this next phase of evolution. And if you are staying where you're at and you are hanging on for your dear life because you are afraid of change, I promise you that the world is not going to pull you, it's going to push you. And I've been there. Okay, because you are here to learn certain lessons and you are here to utilize your gifts. You are giving gifts. I was giving gifts. I'm sitting here utilizing my gifts with you right now. Okay, because on this April 8th, this eclipse is supposed to be massive. It is all about you. It is all about this Aries energy. And It is a celestial event. It's massive. If you have not been on TikTok and you don't type in eclipse, you've been hiding your head in the sand because there is a lot going on. I'm not going to talk about the biblical things because that's not my area of expertise. But if you want any information on that, go find it. It's out there. So we're having this celestial event at the end of the month here. And so what's happening is that Taurus is going to be aligned with the sun. And Taurus is all about grounding and values and about our material world. Okay. So on that's April 19th. And on April 20th, Jupiter, which is a benefic planet, and Uranus come in alignment. And Uranus is the planet about awakening and sudden changes and truth and revolution. Okay. So this is where I'm talking about, like, I work with this astronumerology system. I work with 7 planets. So we have 7 52-day planetary sections within our numerology system. And that's a whole other video for you to watch. So I really want you to be very careful because we are still in Mercury retrograde up until the 25th. And then we also have the shadow period after Mercury retrograde. So whatever you do in April, do not be impulsive. Please do not be impulsive. I want you to stay grounded. I want you to be able to pivot when you need to pivot. And, just like the Friends movie where they're trying to take the couch up the stairs and he's going, pivot, pivot. I need you to understand that you're going to have to make changes quickly and be ready for it because it's coming. Because you're going to have to rethink things. And we could get a shakeup with the world. We don't know what's going to happen. All we can do is predict these energies. We already know what's happening with the numerology and all these other kinds of things. And even if I take a look, in my calendar system, on the 19th and the 20th is when we have these major shifts. I said the 20th and the 21st. This is when we're going to have these major shifts happening. So just be very careful around these times because around the 8th, 7th and 8th, and then the 19th and the 20th is when we have major shifts happening. So I really just want you to be mindful. I want you to be able to take this information and do with it what you may. I want you to see if you can do 3 things for me. So I need you to schedule space in your calendar. So I want you to ground. I need you to go for walks. I need you to connect with Earth because with this 3 energy, we're going to be in here and I need you to get inside of your body. Okay. So when we walk or when we ground or when we do yoga or anything to do with earthing is when we actually connect our body, mind, and our soul. Okay. So that's extremely important. Number 2, I just really want you to watch out for your anger, okay? Or the words that you say, because the words that we say can be very hurtful. They can be very in the moment, snappity snap. And I really need you to be mindful about how you're communicating with other people. And finally, is number 3 is that the lessons that we are experiencing personally right now is all about our spirituality. Okay, so it is about experiencing our own spiritual journey, and it's not personal. So this is about our spiritual journey. We are humans we are souls having a human experience, believe it or not. You can if you don't, that's okay too. But that's what we're here for. This is what we're here to experience. So I want to thank you so much for joining me. I'm just going to close out here on Instagram. So thanks, Instagram, for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that you got something from it. And I'm just going to pop into my group here. So thanks so much for coming. All right, everyone. So I am just going to... All right. give me a sec here because I want to just come into Facebook and see if anybody had any questions. So if you do have any questions in regards to the video that I just done, just going to see if anyone. If you do have any questions in regards to. All right. Yucky, no direction. Thank you. Yeah. So I'm sorry if there's no direction. I'm just forewarning you the energy that we're stepping into, because when we have awareness, so this is the timing of, this is divine timing cycle. When we have awareness, we can then have acceptance, and then we can have self-responsibility. Those are the first 3 steps to the divine timing cycle. We then can step into action, which leads us to acceleration, which leads us to transmutation. So you need to know that our world lives on this divine timing cycle. And no matter what, each one of us is meant to go through our own divine timing cycle. That's what it is that I do. We look at your energy, your self-awareness, your divine purpose blueprint is the most important thing, because if you don't know who the frick you are, then how are you supposed to navigate this world? So my girlfriend April is watching right now, and when we've done her divine purpose blueprint, and she knows exactly what she's meant to do in this world. She is a 9 energy. She is about humanitarianism. She's also the Jack of clubs, and she is so intuitive. You know, these are the things that she knows about herself, and she knows her challenges and her sabotages as she navigates this world, because we've gone through and we've taken a look at her energy. And so as when she shows up in this world, she knows exactly those areas that she might have to do some work on. But what happens is that we go through these times of, okay, this is who I am. Now I need to accept it. And now I need to have that emotional relationship with myself and say, oh, now I see why I've had these patterns of behavior. Okay. Because when we have that acceptance piece, then we can have the self-responsibility. You know, I can see that I've been codependent. I can see all of these things about myself. And so what I do is I have a little bit of grace and a little bit of compassion for who I am. So me as a Leo rising, I have fire energy in my chart, and I know that I'm going to be so careful with who I am and how I navigate this next month. So if you guys ever have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Put comments in here. I will get back to you. You're welcome to personally DM me. That's what I'm here for. I have started this You Are Enough group because I never felt like I was enough. I never felt like I was seen and heard. I grew up with a narcissistic mother who I visited this weekend. I love her dearly, but all she wanted to do was accept her award for being the most popular person in her retirement community, which just showed me that my mom has not learned from her personal lessons. So that's okay. I accept her for who she is, because she is meant to experience these lessons. And if she hasn't changed now, then she's never going to change. And that's okay. So thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I so appreciate your time and energy and effort of being here with me. And please, please, please feel free to reach out, because we're here to work with this energy. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'll come into the group and I'll be updating you sort of as we navigate the rest of this month, because it's going to be a really big month. There's a lot of change that's going to happen with us, which change is good. Okay. Oh, what did you miss, April? I did the numerology update first and the cards, and then I did the planetary energy. So soon as I pause this, then I will do that. And I can also, I'm going to upload it to my YouTube. So if you want the replay on my YouTube, just put replay in the comments and I can send you the link. Okay. All right. Thank you guys. Have a good day. Bye. Happy Mercury retrograde. Remember, stay on the empowered side of Mercury retrograde. Okay. Bye guys.